Today, I'd like to share with you some things about surviving crime. It's one thing for it to be over, and it's another thing to completely heal from it. And there are a lot of factors that you might not be aware of that go into healing from the effects of a crime. Whether it's a stabbing, a shooting, a burglary, a home invasion, a rape, an assault. There is another level, we can call it that. There's another dimension that is involved in not only surviving it and getting through it, but in healing from it. So that's what I want to talk to you about today. And you can believe it or not, but I'll tell you, after 40 years of working with it, in person, in clinical settings, and remotely with people around the world, this stuff is real. And we're going to talk about how effects of a crime can get locked into the biofield, the human energy field. It's invisible, it's other dimensional, it's a fractal of light, it's a part of who we are. It's just not visible. However, it operates, and it operates within us, and it operates around us. And if it's intact, if the human biofield is intact, it's our protector. It's how we know that there's somebody coming up behind us. It's how we know that I don't have a good feeling about that person. It's how we know it's like a bunch of antenna, but it's also like a cocoon of protection. And when it gets forcibly opened by a knife, a bullet, a baseball bat, somebody's fist, um, things can freeze in here, in the biofield, can freeze in the body. There is memory in the cellular tissue. There is memory out here. And when it freezes out here, it inhibits the completion of the healing cycle, the entire process of coming to terms with. Now, there are a lot of different kinds of symptoms that you can experience if you've been through a crime. And some of them, for example, your purse gets snatched, or your car gets stolen, or your house gets invaded. That is it's a subtler kind of thing, except maybe the purse getting snatched because somebody was actually entered your energy field. Hello, I love you too. Um, Somebody has actually done that, but you can still register in the biofield the emotional trauma of a home invasion, or a car getting stolen. So if it gets registered out here and frozen out here, it's going to keep replaying into the body. And this is where we're going to get into things like PTSD, because, okay, let's say there was a stabbing or a shooting, or a strangulation. Um, you can experience that physically, mentally, emotionally, and also it gets experienced out here in the energy around you. And if it gets locked in that, it's going to keep replaying. And we can call it PTSD, which makes it sound like it's only psychological, but it's also energetic. And if you can address this part, the psychology has a better chance of healing, just like the body has a better chance of healing if you can unlock the trauma that may or may not get frozen out here in the biofield. Okay, this is what I work with, the biofield. So what kinds of things can people experience after a crime? Pain is very common, especially after like a stabbing or a shooting, that those areas can still ache, and you can get on painkillers and they don't seem to help. They don't address it because the memory of the pain is here, not here. And you can keep treating this, and guess what? You get addicted because it's not working. If you can treat the pain that's being held out here, the body can go, oh, yeah, finally, let's finish healing this. The body knows how to heal itself. It does it every day. It repairs, it renews, new cells are born, cuts are healed, bruises are healed. The body knows how to do that. It's just that out here, you need a little help. And that's where I come in, okay? So you can have pain. Think of it as phantom pain. You don't have to lose an arm or a leg to have phantom pain, um, because phantom pain just means it's out here. And you can work with somebody who's had an amputation, who's had a gunshot, who's had a stabbing, who's been strangled. And once you resolve the memory out here that gets frozen, it doesn't always. And a lot of people come out of surgery. Okay, there's a scalpel that's gone into your body. What's the difference between the scalpel and the knife or the bullet? Well, the knife and the bullet have probably a lot of anger or a lot of drug-fueled craziness behind it, and hopefully your surgeon doesn't. Hopefully your surgeon doesn't have that. Um, but the energy that comes in helps with the freezing in the memory of the biofield. Okay, so you can have pain that doesn't seem to get made any better by painkillers. They're not killing it because it ain't in the body. Okay, you can have pain. Depression is very common. It's common after things like childbirth. It's common after things like rape, because guess what's happened to that area of the body? It's been forcibly opened or forcibly entered. Doesn't matter. It's been opened, and you have these mothers that are put on antidepressants, and the depression isn't there. It's down in the, what I call the root chakra, the first chakra, the spiritual center, the at the in the groin. Okay, and so when that's opened, you can get depressed. That's where your life energy is supposed to be flowing in from the bottom up, from the red. If you know the chakras, that the colors go up the rainbow up to the top, and the red is the entry of the light into the body, the entry of life force energy. You mess with that, you have stabbings in the low back, you have a gunshot wound in the gut, you have a childbirth, you have a rape, you have a lot of things that can happen down there that drain out the energy. The person gets put on antidepressants, except that they're not depressed. They just have a void in their life energy supply. And you get a lot of suicides when that first chakra has been violated, no matter how many antidepressants you take. In fact, the more you take, the more you can go towards suicide, as is seen in a lot of court cases. Okay, some of the other things that people can experience are anxiety, panic attacks, nightmares. These are all coming from replays out here. This is like the cloud. Okay, in computers, we have the cloud that has our memory. All the memories are in the cloud. We have a cloud around us. Guess what? It holds memory. Okay, is that an easier way for you to understand what I'm talking about? Okay, we have a cloud. That's the biofield. Paranoia. We can have oh, weight loss and weight gain. That's another thing that can happen when the root chakra, that bottom part, is violated. Um, a woman will gain a lot of weight for pregnancy because it's protective. but a lot of times it stays on. Guess why? It still needs, the body still feels like it needs protection, and it won't let go of it because there's an opening down there. There's a violation down there, and you cannot lose weight. Or your energy gets so drained out that you do lose weight and you can't gain it. It works both ways. And it's the same with a rape, um, or any kind of sexual assault. You can start needing to feel as though I have to have more protection. I have to have more protection against that out there. When your energy field has been opened, knife, bullet, surgery, assault, when it's been opened, you can feel vulnerable. And the vulnerability can generate the replays. It can generate the PTSD. It can generate the nightmares. It can generate all these things because it's coming from someplace that the body itself doesn't have the wisdom to heal. It knows what to do with stuff that's going on in here, but from out here, it needs help. Okay? So you get emotional changes, you get personality changes. A lot of things can happen after trauma. And the trauma from a crime is no different from a trauma from an auto accident, a surgery, a rape. They're all violations of what's supposed to be your protective life cocoon. Okay? So, these are things that, you need help with. And it's I've worked with it for 40 years, and I've developed the Biofield Repair technique. I don't have a website. I don't have an office anymore because I'm kind of retired, except you never retire from helping people, right? So that helps keep all your costs down because it's kept my costs down. So Biofield Repair, you can find out about it through sending me an email, CherylSalerno@rocketmail.com. And you know what? A lot of this stuff, the knives, the bullets, the surgery, all the violations, strangling, sexual assaults, rapes, all of them can get greatly eased, if not totally eased, with one session, one remote session. So, okay, I'm plugging myself a little bit and I'll stop. You don't have to believe in any of it. This is not a faith healing, even though my background is spirituality and metaphysics and holistic health. So holistic means sometimes you go outside the box, and Biofield Repair is outside the box. Okay, that's where it's at. Thank you for listening. Love you.